Hi, I'm Sean Hammond with PremierGuitar.com. We're at the 2011 New York Amp Show at the Two Notes booth. We have Andy here. Andy, how's it going?
How's it going? Great to see you.
Good. You guys have a new plug-in version of your Torpedo product?
Yes.
Is that right?
What we've done is we've ported over the speaker cabinet, miking, and mic process emulation over to a plug-in format so people can use it within their DAW. It works on PC or for Macintosh, Audio Unit on Mac, RTAS, and VST on the PC. And it allows you to take a track that you've recorded either using a real amplifier or a preamp or just direct into the system, and using some of the tools within your DAW to create your distortion, and then use the Torpedo software to make the cabinet, the mic, and the mic placement. So that's what...
Do you want to let us hear a few different examples?
So basically, we have an area which is... get our mouse here. We can move our mic around, and then we choose our cabinet. We have different choices for cabinets for guitars, for bassists, and we have 8 different microphones we can use in each case. We also can allow you to use a bank of IRs, either third parties that you can purchase, or you can actually download a free software called Torpedo Capture and create your own. If you have a studio you work with where there's a vintage amplifier and a vintage mic and only the owner can take it out, you could actually sample that into your system and then take that home with you.
Can we go back to that more graphical interface? Can you show us how that works?
Sure. Okay, well, simple. Let's say we decide we want to use, here, this is a, for instance, an Elmwood 212, and we want to use Shure 57, and then we want to place it far field or we want to place it close, and then we can make it so it's a little bit overloaded. And over here we have some post-processing. We could add EQ or compression as needed.
That's really cool that you can move stuff around like that. Is it just the mic you move around then? You can't, like, for instance, move the cabinet around for different room effects on the sound or anything, right?
You can rotate the cabinet, so we can take the back of the cab, which is really useful.
Cool.
And of course, if your CPU allows it, you could, which most computers will do today, you could take multiple instances of the same track and then do a front miking, a rear miking, a close miking, a far miking, and create the kind of complex sounds you hear on a modern record, or actually an old record as well.
That's really cool. Now, when we saw the mic moving back and forth, what's like the range of that you can move it in, feet or whatever that you're kind of emulating?
It's basically a 10-foot by 10-foot square. So right close up to the cone, off axis, on axis, and then moving it 10 feet away and to the side 10 feet as well. And then that contains, because it's actually created with actual real IRs using the same cabinets and microphones, what we do is we take multiple shots of each combination, and then the program takes care of creating the intermediate positions. And it's a very natural process of getting the right sound, because you're not going through file after file of different 58, 57, close mic'd, 412, on axis 48 kilocycles, and then going through another menu of different things. It's like sending your assistant out in the studio and telling him to move the microphone until you say freeze. And when we play the audio, it's pretty evident how that works. It's really a natural process.
Cool. Now, the interface here shows a sort of medium-sized room. Does that actually have an effect on the sound, or is that just, can you change it to another room, like a big hall or whatever, or is it always in, you know what I'm saying?
You're getting the early reflections of this, the speaker sounds that are captured. If you wanted to put it in a big room, you'd have reverb programs that could put afterwards upstream from the.
Okay. So I was just wondering if the actual image of the room in there is has any effect on the sound. So that medium-sized room that's being shown in the interface is not actually affecting the sound.
That's correct.
Okay. Let's hear a few different examples of what this can do. So you're right up on the speaker here. You're moving it off axis.
Far away. Try a different cabinet. 412 cabinet. Let's try it with a ribbon microphone. Try for 112. Take it backwards. Dynamic microphone. It's exactly like focusing a camera in. You get the sound that fits in with your tracks.
It's really cool. I mean, just thinking about how much time it would have taken in a real studio to do that, it would have taken like 10 times as long. So it's really cool. How many different mics and cabinets come in it?
It comes with 8 microphones. Right now, we're just over 30 cabinets. I believe we're at 35. We release new cabinets regularly, and there are no extra charge to add the new cabinets. You can as well add third-party IRs, and you can make your own. So there's really lots of room for expansion. This is the retail packaging, which would contain an iLock 2 and the program.
Now, back on the cabinets for a second, are they based on, they're not just based on certain configurations, say a 412 or 212. Are they also based on, say, like a 1968 Marshall 412?
Absolutely. Each cabinet that comes with it has a sort of a story. And as we add cabinets, we'll be working on getting more vintage stuff and more stuff that would be, certain things that are legendary. There's a couple of cabinets at the show that we've seen that we're talking to where, someone's recreated a 69 Marshall with a particular construction technique, and we think it would be an asset to have that in the program. But yes, it's very important, the type of speaker, the type of cabinet, the miking.
On the mics, is it the same thing as with the cabs where they're based on specific models, like say a Royer ribbon mic, not just a generic ribbon mic and so forth?
Yeah, of course, we have to use certain words to describe them that would make it obvious to everybody what they are, but they're actually specific mics, and every time we create a new cabinet, we take out the same 8 microphones to create the files for that particular cabinet. So they are microphones that we established are pretty much standards used for studio and live recording. So the 57, the Neumann 87, the Royer 121. For the bass, you'd want RE20, Beta 52. And so we have choices that are very common, very popular, and also very useful. There's really a wide variety of, yeah, exactly.
Cool. Now, how much is this going to be?
This is $289.95 in North America, and it runs on PC or Mac, Audio Unit, VST, and RTAS for Pro Tools.
Awesome. Where can people go to find out more about it online?
Via our site, diffusion-audio.com, or the TwoNotes site, which is two-notes.com.
Cool. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I'm Sean Hammond. Thanks for watching PremierGuitar.com.